Okay, day 2 of SEMA. Man, yesterday, it's like non-stop. The first day is always just complete chaos. Like I want to see everything. I saw maybe 20% of it, if I'm lucky, and walked countless numbers of miles. So I'm gonna skip breakfast, get something there, because I'm too fired up. I was just following up on emails, catching up this morning. I've got my finest of dad shoes on because my freaking feet were killing me wearing wearing normal looking shoes. So I've got my running shoes on because man, it's a rough go. So we're gonna head over there and see what we can find today. This is the Performance Pavilion. These are the tents that they have set up. Always lots of cool stuff. A lot of this is like the newer exhibitors, rag companies out here, so we're gonna go check that out. I'm just gonna start walking. Yeah, I need to get on this, people. I'll talk to IK a little later today, and I need to get some of these to try out. I'm just not a big foamer guy, although they do have blue. Blue is always good. I gotta get this for the RS. That's the plan anyway. Get the DSC box. All right, company booth. Looks good. Getting set up for the day. Bristow exhaust, that's cool. There's the color lock stuff, which I had a kit and I never really used it. I probably should. They got all, like, these guys are legit with their leather care. I tend to prefer to let the leather care people deal with the leather care instead of using like all these weird coatings and crap that the companies that don't know jack about leather are always talking about or selling. The boys at Lake Country have to come back and check out the new machine, get my hands on this a little later. Oh boy, my buddies, my favorite. I'm going to, believe it or not, I'm going to buy, now they have 17 different pressure washers. Just what I like. I like when companies make 50 different versions of what they could just make one of. But I guess I'm gonna buy one of each of them and then create packages and create systems for you guys that have these things. Make it a lot simpler. I don't ever want to sell these machines because I don't want to deal with the warranty issues, but the providing a solution with a gun wand, better hose, all of that stuff, I think would be beneficial to the world, to people. I wonder if I should get some Sportsters for the M3. These are too aggressive for me. I don't fit so well in those tiny seats, but these are like the BMW Performance seat. This one here could work well. I don't know. I think that could be a viable option. Everybody getting so excited about this thing. I don't know. Grid guards to me are just more to look cool. Because I never lay my hose. I never put my my mitt back in the bucket anyway. But interesting idea. As always, get to hang out, watch the BMW fart machines. I'm gonna make it my life's mission to create a ploy to BMW. God dang it! That sounds so bad. Couldn't you make such a good car sound so bad? It's so frustrating to me. Because man, that thing looks good. Just look at that. Well, maybe someday. Maybe someday the Germans will wake up and make them sound better. Yeah, we know this stuff well. Quite well.
At least we dressed it up, man.
Oh yeah, timber, tipped over. That's gonna be our project, Rob. We're gonna innovate. We're gonna make a bottle that stands up. When's the PF24 coming out?
Oh, just wait, man. It's in production.
Is it?
Production. It's in.
I better have the first one of those.
The concept is being worked out.
I'm in. Well, I'm in.
It's gonna be the full cannon to end all volcanics.
I was just making that up. I didn't know you were for real about that. Sweet.
We're looking like 18 months, but
I need it faster than that.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
It's amazing how many darn wheel companies there are, and not one of them would I buy. Like who's buying these wheels? It's crazy.
Just write it off.
There's so many of them. You'd buy BBS, HRE, maybe Enki, Volk. That's it. Forge Star, and they're not down here with the wheels. It's just it's just fascinating to me. Like where are all these wheels getting? Who's buying them? Adam's booth. Ooh. Always working on new bottles. I like the matte labels. There's some BBSs on the M3. Kind of fits the mold. Just the offsets. The offsets are never good enough for me. They're always too sunk. On the GT3 they make a really viable option, but on the M3 not as much. But man, they look good. Super nice. Oh, that's the 1890s.
Okay. I know that's what's in. That's probably what we.
It's a little different this year in that I found myself less interested in the truck stuff. So I guess I'm gonna skip most of this section. I've gone up and down a few, but I'm gonna skip a little bit because I want to get back to the places that I care about. This it's either Harrop or ESS for the E92. I wonder if they have the E92 Plenum here. You know, positive displacement. S65 V8.
So this is our TVS 1740. It's the world's only positive displacement supercharger for the S65 platform in the E-Series, E90, E92, E93, M3s. Unlike any other aftermarket kit, it runs an electronic bypass control. So we electronically control the bypass, so there's minimal parasitic loss. But the biggest feature with positive displacement is the instantaneous boost. The torque is what the S65 really needs, and that torque curve just gets elevated. So it changes the whole driving experience. You're taking off from the lights and it's instantaneous.
What's install like on this thing? I mean, is this something I could do in my garage?
Yeah, it could be done in a day. There's some electronics that need to be understood in terms of the wiring, particularly for the bypass, but we use a module. Everything's supplied in the kit. It's complete.
So there's instructions and, you know, step by step.
Comprehensive.
I mean, I'm a medium skill set. I've got all the gear. It's just a question of whether I have the wrist to tool capability. But yeah, I would want to buy this and put it on in my garage. You know, now I have a really fancy garage with a lift and everything. But and what about I don't know what your background is on E92s, but rod bearing change, stud change beforehand, throttle actuators. Is there anything like bottom end that we need to do to bolt this onto the car that you've experienced?
Throttle actuators can be faulty on a completely stock car, as most people know, so we don't generally see any adverse effect with the supercharger, but we definitely recommend rod bearings get swapped out, like we've seen.
Prior to install?
Well, it's the sort of thing that you would want to be doing with a qualified mechanic or a tech. It's a hoist job. We support the engine, we pull the sump off and do the rod bearings. So we caution customers that they need to understand this engine has an inherent issue with the rod bearings.
Yeah.
And getting those upgraded is good advice.
It's a good idea. And even like the car has 32,000 miles, shouldn't be an issue bolting it on there, getting everything up.
No, everything's there. The calibration we supply, so we've fully developed the calibration with the OEM ECU. We provide an end user cable, so they can
So right to the OBD2 and flash, and it's a turnkey solution.
Correct.
What does something like this cost?
So retail's right around 9,000.
Okay.
And then we've got a number of resellers both on the West Coast and the East Coast. So Bimmerweld represent us on the East Coast, and BPM Sport are over in California. So it's been really popular. I know the centrifugal blowers, there's a number of different variants, but they're essentially a belt-driven turbo, so their boost characteristics will ramp higher in the RPM. So it's low down torque that you really get out of a PD blower. And TVS is well renowned. Ford, GM, Audi, Jag, they all use it for a reason.
So explain to me the difference between a traditional blower and what this does, or how this works.
So Eaton's TVS technology is basically two rotors that flow the air. It doesn't compress the air.
Okay.
And the torque comes on very early, unlike a centrifugal blower, which is like a belt-driven turbo. So it doesn't have, until that speed is higher, you're not going to see the airflow.
Is there a fuel economy advantage to that as well, or?
Well, that comes down to how aggressive you are.
So when you put this on, you're screwed with that. I'm going to be 10 miles a gallon.
I've had guys that have done road trips that have seen really good fuel economy.
Yeah.
Because it's basically, you know, it's not sapping the engine of power because
Yeah.
it's got the bypass, and it's
Not that it really matters. I mean, my wife drives a V8 Raptor, so you know, yeah, we're
But it's a
killed.
common question. Like, people want to know, what's the fuel economy going to be like? Well, if you drive it sedately, it's probably as good or better. But
Then stop, yeah.
If you're using what's there, it's going to use more air, more fuel.
Yeah. Gosh, it's so clean looking. I do like this. I don't know, we'll see. ESS or this. This just suits me. So a guy was just asking me about this the other day, if anybody makes something like this, but this is obviously a stop for parking. For those of you who have like a tighter garage or tighter application where you need to park in the same spot. That's pretty sick. It's about time. Get this moving.
I know. Thank you.
I don't think I'm gonna check. I don't think they make the new KWV4s for the E92. I'm gonna ask the guys, but the V4, from what I understand, works with EDC without having to do the electronic damping control delete, which should be pretty sweet. I normally don't do much or care much about the cars, but this is legit. I could rock this thing. I need to fix that paint. Yeah, I could totally rock this sucker. Do 110, 210, which I guess would be the replacement for 105, 205. I'm gonna grab somebody and see if he can maybe take us through it. All right, this is a long time coming. It's been many years, right?
I mean, we've needed some development in the category. You know, I mean, we've had 105, you know, 101, 100 are all very popular,
Yep.
and those kind of raised the bar back then. But we're super excited to start talking about these. They've been in the works for a while. This is the 110 Ultra Pro Speed compound. So the thing about this, comparing it to like a 100 or 105 or 101, less dust, pretty easy working time. The big thing about this is that the finish that this can potentially leave behind the 110 compound is pretty exceptional.
So it finishes down a lot better than 105 did in the past.
For example, I had a Lexus that I bought, an older LS, non-metallic black, and microfiber cutting disc. You're going to wipe it off, and it literally looks like zero ticks, almost zero haze. It's really a lot of fun. 205 Ultra Finishing Polish has been a really great product for many years, but admittedly, in certain situations where you have a softer, more sensitive, especially darker color, it takes quite a bit for it to finish down properly and not, you know, haze free.
Right.
In the past with 205, we would end up trying to be very strict on a lot of the variables, the amount of product that's in the pad, what pad you're using, the speed, the amount of passes, the pressure, a lot of tricks of the trade, you know, to get it to finish. Whereas this, for the most part, you throw it on a pad and barely even try, and it comes out so nice, even on those more sensitive paints. So we're pretty pumped about both.
Are these on the market, or they just launched?
They're in production right now.
Okay.
They're going to be in our distribution center this upcoming Monday for distributor order.
Okay.
And then, so, you know, as soon as
So soon.
a few weeks. So
I'm gonna have to get my hands on some.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah.
This is another contender for the M3. Something like this. Box and forge lines. I like these as well. I should talk to them about doing something on the E92. I like these. Goes a lot. So AST Moton. Sean's gonna explain this here in a minute, but thinking about, he wants me to do these on the M3. versus dining. I'm going to talk to him about it and what he thinks. What he thinks I should do. What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor.